Now, into the ticket office of Disneyland.
Oh boy, let's do this. Don't think the CIA is going to be trying to hack your second-gen iPod.
I didn't think so. There might have been a lot of illegal music on there. I wouldn't doubt it. But, I mean...
You were supposed to bring death to the flagships, not join them.
Google has found a new way to piss me off.
iTunes is a constant source of embarrassment.
Every time I say it, it's going to suck even more.
Everyone's idiots.
I am Nadella. I can't do it anymore without laughing. I was going to do the whole thing. Welcome, everyone, to the Calling All Platforms podcast. I am your host, Wes, and I'm here with Landen.
Hello.
And Caleb.
Hi.
And we are here to talk all things tech this week. And, you know, there's some things to talk about and talk. Let's see. We can't have positivity or negativity. We'll just say talk, right? We'll just
Talk. Yes. Definitely no negativity here.
Oh, we don't. Listen, we do not like the negativity. Well, let's try it. It'd be a short podcast if not. So let's just get into this and talk about our feelings on these things here. First up, one of our favorites, Google. Here we go. Google. New YouTube TV plans are here. Ish?
Yeah, this actually is good news. So we've been talking about this for a while. YouTube TV announced a while back that they were going to bring out some different plans that were at cheaper prices that would give different packages of channels depending on what you want, and you could mix and match and all that fun stuff. Well, the time has kind of come for some people. They're doing kind of a slow rollout. Like, I actually don't have access to this yet. I've looked in my YouTube account, or my YouTube TV account rather, and I can't find these plans anywhere yet. So, but they have rolled out to some people this week. The plans that they have right now, they have a sports plan, they have a entertainment plan, and they have a sports and news plan, and a sports, news, entertainment package, and then a news, entertainment, and family plan available. And I don't know if you can mix and match all those. This is just what has been reported so far. And again, where I don't have access to actually signing up for any of these plans yet, I don't know how they can, be mixed together and whatnot, and what the prices will be, aside from what has been reported. So, these plans, I am actually fairly happy with most of these plans. So, listener, if all you want is the sports plan, which is, I think, going to probably be the most popular of all of these different plans, because it gets you quite a lot of channels. And they have also mentioned that every single plan that you have, or every single plan that has the sports package, whether that's the sports plan or sports and entertainment or whatever, or if you have just full YouTube TV, will include ESPN Unlimited, which is a big bonus in my opinion, because that gives you not only all the ESPN channels, but all the ESPN Plus content as well. But unfortunately, that little perk isn't coming until the fall for some weird reason. Don't know why.
Doesn't the ESPN cost, what is it, single? Didn't they just release that?
ESPN, if you just want ESPN Unlimited, I think it's $40 a month.
Yeah, it was like something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like, this sports plan, just the sports plan by itself, is $65 per month. So it's a little more money than ESPN just by itself, but you are getting, obviously, more than just ESPN. So it does include all of the ESPN channels. That includes ESPN, ESPN News, ESPN2, ESPNU, the ACC network, the SEC network, and the Big Ten network. It also has FS1, FS2, NBA TV. It's got the Golf Channel, NBC Regional Sports Networks, the USA Network, NBC Sports Network, CBS Sports Network. And then this one was up. We didn't know if these channels would be in there, but it is also including TBS and TNT and True TV, which aren't full sports channels, but they do have sports on them. So they are also included. And then it also has the NFL Network. So this covers pretty much everything you could want. And I also did fail to mention that all of these plans do include your local broadcasts, which are like ABC, CBS, NBC, Fox, PBS, and the CW, which obviously most of those channels also have sports as well. But then there's just regular programming on those channels too. So that's pretty nice. Now, the sports and news package is going to be $72 a month, so it's a little more money, but you're getting more channels. This one, to me, I don't think anybody should include the news package just because we don't need more of that. But if you, for some reason, have to have this package does have all those sports channels, but it also includes Fox Business, Fox News, CNBC, MSNBC, Newsmax, News Nation, CNN, C-SPAN, ABC News Live, Live Now, and Fox Weather is a news channel, and NBC News Now. So there's the added packages there. The entertainment plan just by itself is $55 a month. I think this is the cheapest option of the different plans, and this is the one that's going to have, as it implies, the entertainment channels, such as Freeform, FX, Hallmark, Bravo, BET, CMT, Comedy Central, MTV, Paramount, TV Land, VH1, HSN, QVC, Game Show Network, Animal Planet, Adult Swim, Discovery, Food Network, HGTV, OWN, Turner Classic Movies, TLC, and Travel Channel, and a few others. But those are the main ones that people care about in that regard. Now, if you want to bundle all three of these, so there's the sports and news and entertainment, that is $78 a month. So that is still $3 cheaper than full YouTube TV. So it's not that much savings there, but you are losing some channels from full YouTube TV. So I guess, if you want to save just a few dollars, there's an option for that as well. There's also another news, entertainment, and family plan for $70 a month. That includes everything from the news channels and the entertainment plan, but it also does bring in some family channels like the Disney Channel, Disney Junior, Disney XD, National Geographic, Nick Jr., Nickelodeon, Smithsonian Channel, PBS Kids, Cartoon Network, things like that. So depending on what you want and what channels you really care to have, there are a variety of plans now available from YouTube TV. They have also said that in the coming weeks they will be launching more plans because they did say there were going to be at least 10 new plans available. This is showing probably 4 or 5, depending on how you bundle them. So we should expect to see more in the coming weeks, according to what they are saying. But like I said, it's kind of a slow rollout. Not everyone has access to all these plans yet. I think they're trying to do it that way so that they don't bombard their servers with lots of people, switching and doing a bunch of stuff like that. So just keep an eye out. I don't know if you have to access these changes through the app or if you have to go onto a computer through the browser. Sometimes there's been different deals over the years that you can only access if you go on to YouTube TV on the browser. So just keep that in mind. I would imagine that they're going to make this a little easier to do, that you will be able to do it through the app on your phone or iPad or tablet. But if you have YouTube TV and you've been looking forward to these packages, just keep an eye out in your settings, in your manage plans section of that, to pick and choose what you might want to pay for and hopefully save a little bit of money. I am planning on doing this when it's available for me. I don't know exactly what I'm going to go with yet, but I am looking forward to at least saving some money because it's expensive.
Yeah, just to compare and to add to that, some of the things you were saying. As you were talking about that, I brought up Xfinity because that's what I have, and I'm sure that's the majority of people. And you were talking about certain channels. So, for example, say you're looking for the Disney Junior, Nick Jr., things like that. Those certain things actually don't go onto any packages on Xfinity except the premium package, which is the top tier where you have everything.
Yeah.
And that, it looks like, is $135 a month.
Oh,
But what yeah. Now, I know there's deals and there's bundles that'll bring that down a little bit, but where this for YouTube, like you were saying, you can get those into a different, you can pick and choose. It's a little bit better for like you were saying, the Nick Juniors and stuff. So like I said, they've got this, but just to kind of compare. So if you're, TV shopping, things like that, like there's a lot of channels that they don't get unless you don't get with Xfinity unless you get their premium. Not even the one down from premium, which is like their TV Plus, which is 125 channels. You have to get their 185 channels just to get some of these things that Landen was talking about on YouTube TV. So just figured I'd mention that for comparing, kind of have an idea, because I'm assuming lots of people have Xfinity.
Yeah.
Whether they want to or not.
Now, I would also say that if you are paying for that, you could just get regular YouTube TV for $83 a month and still get all those channels.
Yeah.
So, you'd still be saving money there. But, I mean, I do know that if you bundle everything with Xfinity, they give you some sort of savings.
Yeah.
But
So for example, like I just looked and I'm assuming this is for me, but they do have that 135 crossed out if I wanted to go premium, and they've brought it down to 115, but I don't know if that adds more. You know what I mean? So it doesn't. It's just a quick little glimpse, but that does also, their premium is also all the sports things on top of it and all that. But I'm just saying, if you weren't looking for that and just wanted the Disney Junior, Nick Jr., and all that, like it's just not on any of them but that maximum price. Yeah, just kind of compare. Figured I'd give that information out. So. Let's go on and move to the next topic. Google wasn't kidding about bringing AirDrop support to more devices. Kinda.
Yeah, this is also the start of some of good news to come, because we did mention, I think it was last week, how Google announced that they were planning to bring this AirDrop support to all of Android. Well, it has actually started. If you have a Pixel 9, you can update your phone. I think, you have to update the Google Play system is what it is. And then you can update that. If there's an update there for you, then you will be able to AirDrop stuff from your Android phone, from your Pixel 9 to an iPhone or Mac or an iPad, or from your Apple devices to this, So it is starting to spread to other devices. Like a good virus, which, it's just, it might take some time, which we kind of assumed that was going to be the case. I actually assumed it was going to not fully happen until Google I/O, probably in May. So the fact that we've already got at least one more phone now is supported, that's a good sign of things to come.
Yeah.
All right. Next, Google, why can't you learn from others' mistakes?
Yes, while Google does give some things to some people, they are also taking away some things from some people, unfortunately. Because, yes, we do have some unfortunate news from Google. So this applies to people that use YouTube Music and are not paying for it. So if you have the free tier of YouTube Music, they're going to be potentially, according to them, they are testing this out, which means slowly rolling it out to everyone or I guess they've gotten so much backlash from it, maybe they won't do it, but they've started taking away the ability to see lyrics for songs inside of YouTube Music. Now, this is something that Spotify tried. I don't know how long ago, but they did try it. For the free tier, you couldn't look at lyrics for songs, and they got so much backlash from it that they, I believe, stopped doing that. And apparently YouTube thought, we can get away with it. We're YouTube, No, No. People are very much so complaining about this. And right now, the way it's actually set up is so if you're a non-paying user, they have made it so you only get a certain amount of views, lyric views per day. So this may not affect you that much if you don't look at lyrics very often. But so like right now, like if you hit that cap, I don't know what it is. It might be different for everybody, but I've seen people say it's around 5 songs. I've heard 10. I've heard different things. So it might be different for different people. But what it'll do is it'll show the first couple lines of lyrics and then it just blurs it out. So you can't read the next lyrics. So I don't think this is a huge deal, but it's still kind of dumb. That's like, this is something that's been there since the beginning for everyone, whether you're paying or not. And now they decided to take it away from free users.
Yeah.
I don't fully understand. It's one of those things like what you really should do is add features to your paid users, not take away features from your free users to get them to subscribe.
So antithetical to how these companies do business these days, Landen.
Oh, I know.
Like,
Yeah.
what is this? You're not thinking about the investors.
I couldn't care less about the investors.
Who will think about the investors?
They're thinking about themselves enough as it is. I don't need to. So now, like I said, this may not affect you, user or listener, because you may not be using YouTube Music. And if you are, like Wes, you use YouTube Music, right?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, but you pay for it. So that's the difference. So Wes is not going to be affected by this because he gives all this money to YouTube investors. But
yeah, I goes to YouTube investors. That's
yeah. So
I get what I want. I mean,
the main reason anybody probably has YouTube Music that they may not even know about it is people that are paying for YouTube Premium because you don't want ads on YouTube. Listener, in case you weren't aware, if you're paying for YouTube Premium, you also have YouTube Music. So,
which is one reason why I switched, because one, I didn't like YouTube ads, and because listener, back in the day, believe it or not, Microsoft had a music service that I had, and guess what? I had to switch, and that was one thing there. I was looking at all the services, and I was like, wait, YouTube Music comes with YouTube Premium, no ads. Just okay, deal. Deal. So, yep.
So, yeah. Google giveth and Google taketh away. Also,
yeah. Kind of all these tech companies, like Caleb was saying.
Yeah.
All right, let's go ahead and move on to some general tech news. Discord pretty much shoots itself in the foot.
Yep. So that happened. Discord listener, in case you've managed to not hear this, Discord has announced this past week that they are going to start enforcing globally the quote-unquote do it for the children protection scheme that requires you to upload your government-issued photo ID or a video of your face in order to prove you're an adult so you can access adult content on the platform. Otherwise, it's going to default you to a quote-unquote teen account, which has some restrictions in place. This is, I think, rightly has demonstrated or has lost Discord a lot of goodwill with the community that uses it. And I think that makes sense. Like, on the other hand, we got several hands here. On the one hand, people are kind of furious about this. On the other hand, I think for the vast majority of people, a teen account is fine, frankly. Like, I do not think anyone should be submitting a photo of their driver's license to Discord. No. One of the processing companies they were using for these age verifications in the past leaked 700,000 people's photo IDs onto, or they got hacked and were stolen and put on the dark web. So don't upload any of your stuff in order to prove you're an adult. But the way that a lot of people use Discord, probably won't really matter if you're restricted to a teen account, But On the other hand, it's not really Discord's place to enforce this. We talked about this months ago when Australia and the UK were doing their like whole passing bills for teen protection stuff. As you know, children on the internet should be protected by their parents who are actively engaged in their lives, or their guardians, their the primary feature adults in their lives should be the ones protecting them, not the corporations that they're interacting through, because corporations and governments are basically always going to screw this up. They're never going to get it right. And their motivation, when you really look at it, is not protect the children. It's always something else. It's always something far seedier. Like, for instance, in this one, the teen accounts, yeah, you're restricted from viewing some types of content, and like certain types of profanity get censored automatically, and so on and so forth. You can still buy stuff in the store. They don't care if you're giving them money. Like, that's great. Yeah. But pay for Nitro, but you're still restricted. You know, like the motivation is not protect the children. The motivation is either make money or protect the company. So yeah, that's 100% what's going on here. But on the other hand, I can see why people would be frustrated just from the suggestion that like these services should require this. And it didn't help when, after the initial wave of outrage, Discord came out and was all like, guys, you are overthinking this. We've been using AI to track your content usage on the platform for months. We already have a pretty good idea who's an adult and who's a teen, and we're only going to revert you to teen if we think you're a teen. And then you'd have to prove you were an adult. But if we already think you're an adult because we've been monitoring your activity for the past like year, then you don't have to do anything. Nothing changes. It's like, okay, so
yeah,
like
that doesn't make me feel any better.
There's a lot of outrage that maybe isn't necessary because this may not affect a whole bunch of people's usage case of it. But I understand why people are outraged, because this isn't really Discord's place to be making these calls. But also, it turns out Discord has already been spying on you in order to make these calls. Yeah. So, yeah, what comes out of this in the end, my recommendation, listener, don't upload any kind of age verification to Discord. If it kicks you back to a teen account, just see if the teen account is fine. Like, honestly, personally, I think it'll be okay. I think the only thing that I might see is some censored swear words and stuff like that, which, like, whatever. I don't care. And then, we'll just kind of play it by ear from there. If it turns out that it sucks beyond that, I'm definitely not uploading any age verification. I will switch to a competing service. So there you go. Discord shoots self in foot. It's been a fun week for them.
Oh. So yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm glad you looked a little bit more into that. I tried to a little bit, but there was a lot of hate on that subject.
Yep. It's great.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and move on. ChatGPT also shoots self in face.
Yeah, so I feel like this one was probably even more worse than Discord, because I think Discord lost a lot of community goodwill. I think ChatGPT is going to lose a lot of users, just straight up with this.
Yeah.
ChatGPT has started showing ads to the free tier of users. It has come out multiple times that ChatGPT doesn't sell anything to anybody, basically. Nobody is paying to use this product. And so they're like, well, we got to monetize it somehow. So now they're showing ads. And literally the next day, Claude or Anthropic started pushing a bunch of advertisements about how, yeah, Claude is free. And look, we're adding a whole bunch of new stuff and there's no ads. And I think that nobody has brand loyalty to these stupid pile of crap AI chatbots. So everyone who is using ChatGPT's free tier is going to get fed up with the ads after about 20 minutes, and they're all going to switch to Claude or Gemini or whatever. And okay, good job, OpenAI. You're doing wonders for nothing. I don't.
My favorite part about this is after that Super Bowl ad that Anthropic did, which was brilliant, by the way. I loved that ad. It was fantastic. But after that, Sam Altman gets on Twitter and, tries to refute what they're doing. Is like, that's not what we're doing. And proceeds to go on an 11-paragraph rant. If you have to explain yourself in 11, you're not. You're doing exactly what Anthropic is saying you're doing.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Well,
Good times.
freaking ads, man. I always hated ads in anything. I hate that it's taking over everything. But that's the world we live in. All right. Moving on. Did you see that Ring Super Bowl commercial? Turns out Meta did too.
Yeah, so this is kind of two pieces of news. We didn't really listener. I watched, quote unquote, the Super Bowl. I went to a Super Bowl party, okay? But the only part of the Super Bowl we actually watched was the halftime show, and the rest of the time we were watching the Olympics, okay? So that was my experience with the Super Bowl. I will say I did see the Ring Super Bowl commercial because it came on right before or right after the halftime show. So I did catch it, and it was really funny. Like a big room full of like family and friends. That ad started playing within about 30 seconds. Once I realized what it was they were advertising, I'm just sitting there like immediately fuming in my head. But I didn't even have to say anything before somebody else pointed at the screen and went, "Surveillance state." And everyone else is like, "Oh my gosh, yeah, that's so dystopian. They're going to be," and I was like, "Oh, good. I associate with intelligent people. That's nice." So in case you missed it, this is a Super Bowl commercial that Ring put out saying, "Hey, we've got this new feature that we're going to take the Ring network of like doorbell cameras and security cameras, and you'll be able to use that to like find lost pets and that sort of thing, because you'll be able to submit it to the system, and then we'll use AI to recognize the pet and track its movement via our vast array of interconnected cameras, and you'll be able to use that to find your pet." Which is like, oh, that's so sweet, until you realize you can also use that to find anyone or anything anywhere. It's like, yes. So people who are running away from the law, okay, sure. People who, I don't know, might be considered political dissidents by the people that are in power, yeah, those two. Oh, people that said something mean about a prominent politician on Twitter, yeah, you can use it to find them as well. And it's just like, this is some Minority Report style, like absolute crap nonsense. And the entire internet immediately recognized this scene from Orwell's 1984 that was being shown, and the backlash was immediate and very harsh. And to their quote unquote credit, I guess, Ring did say they were canceling the partnership with the company that was making this analysis possible, Flock. They canceled that partnership, and they're no longer going to be doing this feature, which means they paid millions of dollars for this Super Bowl spot for a feature that's never going to land because it was so boneheaded and backwards in what they thought people wanted. Just in case you were wondering how disconnected the executives at these companies are from reality, this is about it. So yes, that was the Ring Super Bowl commercial.
Well, the other thing about this was it was an opt-out situation, too. It was an opt-in.
Yes.
It was opt-out. So, listener, if you do have a Ring doorbell, just anytime you update that app or anything like that, I would go in to make sure that there's not something that all of a sudden is just there that you potentially didn't opt into. Just make sure.
For sure. No, listen, I never got like a Ring doorbell or smart doorbell or security cameras or anything like that because honestly, it seemed like a hassle, right? I never did it because it felt like it was It was too much work to try and get the smart home integrations to really like work together as a whole. We didn't really have good solutions for that years and years ago. And as good solutions started cropping up, it started to become more tempting, but then the security leaks started happening and all the snafus started going on with that stuff. And I was like, so now I'm trending in the other direction where I'm concerned about the security aspect of this stuff. And then this commercial happens. I'm like, if I had a Ring doorbell on my house after I watched that commercial, I would have gone out and smashed it with a sledgehammer. Like, I'm not even kidding. That's so creepy. Then, a couple of days later, Meta comes, it leaks. Somebody at Meta has a conscience, apparently, and they kind of slipped to the press that Meta was planning on releasing a feature. What were they calling that? I can't even remember. I can't remember what they were calling it, but it was going to essentially make it so that their smart glasses, the Meta Ray-Ban smart glasses, would be able to ID people's faces as you're just walking around. And like, you could have it set up so that it would like, the assistant would tell you their names as you're approaching them to greet them and stuff like that, and give you information about this person from their face. And okay, hey, if that sounds exactly as concerning in exactly the same concerning way as the Ring thing, listener, you're absolutely right. That is exactly what's going on here. But my favorite part is the statement that was in this internal memo about this feature, that Meta said they were waiting for I can't remember the exact verbiage. Maybe I should look it up because it's flippin' hilarious. All right. This is what they said. This was from an internal memo at Meta. We will launch during a dynamic political environment where many civil society groups that we would expect to attack us would have their resources focused on other concerns. Meta was specifically planning to wait until a period of violent social and political upheaval so that they could release this feature without the social liberty groups who normally kind of pay attention and track this sort of behavior would hopefully be too distracted with something else.
Oh my gosh.
So that they wouldn't attack Meta. Fortunately, somebody at Meta did have a conscience. We got this, and it's everywhere on the press. We all know exactly. So yeah, I hope that similar to the Ring thing, this will get enough pushback that they'll stop. However, I just want to go ahead and say that Meta's stupid smart glasses are a horrifying nightmare of a product. And if you see anybody wearing them, you have my permission, listener, to just go up and punch them in the face. But only if you punch them in such a way that it breaks the glasses. Okay? Yes. Like, that's the key. You're not trying to hit them. You're hitting the glasses. They just happen to be on their face at the time. That's the difference. Because yeah, these things are they're a security and personal privacy and civil liberty nightmare. You can go onto Amazon right now and buy color matched plastic stickers to cover up the recording indicator lights on these glasses so that they're fundamentally invisible, so that people can be recording you anytime. Anytime you are looking at a set of Ray-Bans, assume you're being recorded. Just assume that. It's, oh my gosh, freaking. So yeah, that's what Ring did. And Meta was cribbing their homework, I guess, though maybe they were ahead of them on that particular curve. Jeez. And just waiting until a period of political upheaval to release it. Welcome to 2026, listener.
Let's move on. I don't. Nope. All right, we're gonna get in some gaming news. Tomb Raider reboot remastered for iOS and Android.
Yeah, so this one's kind of an interesting one. This coming from Feral Interactive, the Tomb Raider reboot, which came out on the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 back in 2013. Yes, that was a 13-year-old game now.
Still fun.
It is. It's still a good game.
Fun game.
Has been released on iOS and Android by Feral Interactive. So this, I mean, honestly, that's all there is to it. It's a good game. If you haven't played it, listener, well, rest assured that phones are now as powerful as the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 were back in the day.
Man.
So that's fun. But yeah, you can now play this on your phone, which I would say maybe don't play it on your phone, maybe like an iPad or something
Chromebook?
like that. Definitely use a controller, please. You know, but yeah, it's a good option.
Yeah. Fair. All right. Next Starcraft game is Ghost.
Yeah. So this is a leak coming out of Blizzard suggesting that the next StarCraft game we could see is actually StarCraft Ghost. So if you're unfamiliar, listener, StarCraft is a real-time strategy game that was made by Blizzard after they were unsuccessful at getting the rights to Warhammer. So they couldn't make a Warhammer 40K game, but they made StarCraft instead. It's basically a Warhammer 40K game.
Yeah.
It basically is. So,
yeah.
But no, one of the most popular and successful RTS games ever. Honestly, I would probably go so far as to say the most popular and successful RTS of all time.
I have played it.
Yes.
And actually bought the game.
Landen's played it.
I bought the game. Okay, when did I buy it? Probably 10. I mean, I played it before, but I bought it myself probably 10 years after it came out because it's just that good and I wanted it.
Yeah.
You know, on a new computer that I had, I'm like, I have to have this game. That's how popular StarCraft was because it was one of my favorite games growing up. It was fantastic.
Have you gone back recently just to listen to it? Like, just started up hearing the sounds?
Oh gosh.
I should. I haven't.
Or if you
go to YouTube or some kind of thing, turn on their music or sound effects or the SCV,
SCV, good go.
Put it in the rear with the gear, or put it, or however he says it. Like, dude, if you ever go back, like that'll, like nostalgia will go fire, like things that you thought
great. So StarCraft came out in when was the first game? 1990, 96, 99, something like that. I'm like, I feel like my dyslexia
was 90,
messing with me there.
Yeah, it's like 96, and then Brood War was a year later.
Yeah, something like that. So it's it's an old game, but a goodie, honestly. Mm-hmm. So solid. We did eventually get a StarCraft 2. That took forever, but again, solid game, really excellent. In between those two, Blizzard announced that they were working on a first-person shooter called Ghost, StarCraft Ghost. It was going to essentially be a stealth action shooter from the perspective of a Terran ghost. And that was like, they released a cinematic trailer for the thing, which was super hype, right? Like, it looked so cool. Everyone was like, heck yes, because this was back in the day when it was like, Blizzard never does anything first, but when they do it, finally, they do it best, right? Like how Overwatch was just Team Fortress 2, but like, heck yeah, better. Used to be anyways. And how Heroes of the Storm is just Dota, that kind of thing. So,
my opinion is the best out of all of them. I love
there you
Heroes.
go.
I'm sorry. That's my opinion. Probably not the best opinion, but still love it.
And you look at Ghost, and it looked like it was going to be basically a knockoff of the Sam Fisher game, the Tom Clancy game, Splinter Cell. That's the one. It looked like it was going to be basically the way they talked about it, just another version of Splinter Cell, but it would be the Blizzard version of Splinter Cell. Yeah. So super hype. Never happened. Like it just never, it was in development hell forever. Apparently internally got rebooted like 4 or 5 times. Like they never really quite gave up hope on it. But as of the past couple of years, they have evidently, like Microsoft has taken the idea and shifted it over to a third-party development studio to actually release
Who
a
was it?
StarCraft Ghost game. I can't
Didn't
remember.
that's the one they did the bids for. No, that wasn't the one they. So to be expected, we're supposed to. Okay, I'm gonna segue. Apparently, there's 2 to 3 StarCraft games coming.
Yeah, in theory.
Yeah, this is one of them. But I didn't. That's cool though. I would love. You and I speculated this like back in the day when they first were buying ABK. I was like, I would love to see a StarCraft and id engine, id tech. I was like, oh, that'd be so cool. Anyway,
Yeah. So yeah, it's very possible that the next StarCraft game we're going to get is actually Ghost, which is wild.
how
And
cool.
I am so not on the Blizzard hype train these days, but I got to admit I would probably buy this.
Yeah.
just because
Oh.
I've been wanting to play it for so long.
Yeah. Yep. That'd be so interesting. So fun. Like, I guess I don't know. I've been getting. I haven't really left Blizzard. Well, per se, like I still play Overwatch here and there. I play Diablo. Those are the 2 big ones that I kind of continued with. I am kind of hop dabbling back into Warcraft, all the Warcrafts actually. So like the RTSs as well as World, but I've been kind of getting back into my Blizzard fanboyism, but with reserves.
Listen,
Fam-
I still play Diablo 2,
Yep,
but I'm still playing the version I bought as a battle chest in like,
dude.
I don't even know, 2011 or something like that. Like,
Does that one even have the synergies? Like, remember they didn't bring synergies for talents and stuff. Like, do they? Or is that the one that they didn't have synergies for, or did they actually? Is that the one?
I don't know what you're talking about, so I'm going to say no.
Ah, so probably not. Yeah. Wow. That's
No, it's like, it's classic. This is the old, like, one of the best parts about it is, I mean, servers are still running. I can still play this on Battle.net and have access to all those features. And you can go on there and open up the chat, like the region chat, and there will be like 4 people in it.
and that's fine.
which is so different than it used to be. It used to be like literal, like hundreds of people in those chats at any given moment. But now it's like 4 people and they're not talking at all.
Yep.
So yeah, it's very different, but the game still runs. The game is still great. So like, I still play Blizzard games. It's just old Blizzard. I don't pay much attention to new Blizzard these days.
No judgment, because those are just great games. But hey, speaking of Blizzard and games, Blizzard, their teams, their teams have been doing these past couple weeks. Their teams have been saying since it's a big Blizzard 35-year anniversary, and each game has a certain anniversary for it. Diablo was this week. They had their anniversary spotlight, and quite a few things that came out of it, and we'll just kind of go through them. And I am kind of curious to know Caleb's thing on this because of something we talked about. So let's just start with that. Diablo's anniversary spotlight. They came out and they said that they are doing a new character, a new class, but not just for Diablo 4, the most recent. They're going to do it for also, this is a part of the Diablo Immortal. It's the mobile game. They're going to bring the same class, the Warlock, to Diablo 4. They're going to bring it to Diablo Immortal, but also they're going to bring it to Diablo 2 Resurrected. And it's called Reign of the Warlock. And you can actually buy this right now. And you can buy it right now. It's an expansion. It's $20. I guess I should have looked that up. $20, $25, I believe, for an expansion, the DLC for it. And not only can you play as the Warlock, they did a bunch of quality of life, they call it, updates. So updated stash tabs. So back in the day, user, each little square for your stash represented one square, and you couldn't stack things. So now you can actually stack gems and runes into one square, so it doesn't take up. So you don't have a bajillion stash tabs of just gems. Things like that. They did what's called customizable loot filters. I actually don't know what that means. That you know what that means?
You got me, dude. My
Okay.
stash doesn't even have tabs. Like that's not a
That's
not a thing.
Yeah. So
I was gonna say it's like I don't own any of these games, so
well, this is Diablo 2 we're talking about.
yeah, I don't have Resurrected, dude.
Oh, fair.
I'm talking about the actual pants original Diablo. Like I installed it from a CD.
Yep, the actual CD. Yep.
Like
Fair. Okay, and then they did the customizable loot filters, like we said. They updated the terror zones. That's basically kind of where they take a zone and just up the difficulty, basically in the zone. And Colossal Ancients endgame encounter. So they updated in the game. You'd fight 3 different barbarian spirits, and they updated that to be even more. It's kind of an endgame, more hard mode for you. So kind of cool. I don't think anybody was expecting a DLC for Diablo 2 at all, but that's pretty cool. Caleb, do you have any comments on that?
they're not doing anything for any games I play, so I will say, Diablo 2, obviously I still play that. I do have Diablo 3 installed, and I played it a little bit the other day. If they were doing something in Diablo 3, then I would notice that, but they're not. So yeah,
Which I thought
literally
was
none
interesting.
of the games I play. I just
Fair. All right. Well, so they're bringing they were talking about they're bringing that character to all 3 of the games that were mentioned. Yeah, they didn't do anything for Diablo 3, which is interesting. Who knows? Maybe who knows what they'll do, because
I think they're hoping that we're all going to forget that Diablo 3 existed.
I doubt that. 'Cause, yeah. Anyway,
they just want us to buy Diablo 4. It's easier for microtransactions to happen there.
I mean, yeah. I hate to say it, but yeah, they do
live
have a storefront.
service.
Live
That's what
service.
They want.
So you can go ahead and take a look at those. Like I said, right now the Diablo 2 one is available right now. For that Reign of the Warlock, the classes will come later for Diablo Immortal as well as Diablo 4. Obviously, the expansion for Diablo 4 is, I believe, in April. So that's when you can try out the Warlock and the new story and systems and things like that. So if you want to take a look at that, pretty cool stuff. Blizzard cinematics are always cool. You can take a look at the cinematics there. They also, just like the other teams, they also were trying to be silly and hint about, oh, we got more announcements, but we can't tell you until BlizzCon, which is later this year. So they'll have more for all their games at BlizzCon. So yeah, I thought it was pretty cute, because I do play actually all the games. I did play Diablo Immortal. I was the one that just was like, I just want the story. Played through the story, didn't pay for anything. That's a mobile. What do we call that? A mobile hellhole of.
Sounds good. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but I did. I went through and I played, got the story. So I get it. But yeah, you can do that there. So also, you can play Diablo Immortal on your PC.
You can.
You can. So, on there. Yeah, that was kind of the basics on there. Pretty cool. I wanted to mention it because I mentioned the other 2 that happened for Warcraft and Overwatch. And yes, I'm still a Blizzard. I enjoy Blizzard games, and it's fun to reminisce about old school Blizzard with Caleb. Well, you know, one of these days we need to just get in and play some Diablo 2. I don't have my discs anymore. I can't find them.
I was gonna say, then I can't play with you. Like I'll
have to give you a month
locked,
of Game Pass or something, and then you can
into
play.
vintage D2. Like that's where.
Well, you have
BattleNet.
You have BattleNet on your.
I do.
See?
Yeah.
So if I can maybe find a month of Game Pass, then you can just download it for a month. And do a stream or something.
We'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see.
Fine. Trying to end this here with
I'm
some
waiting for them to do something that I feel like is worthwhile. And
Are you talking about Ghost?
It may very well be Ghost. Yeah, like that may end up being it. Because, like, I don't know. I played Diablo 4. I did. It was fun. I enjoyed it. But I was very much like, I don't know, just playing it and thinking to myself, I feel like I got all the same enjoyment out of Diablo 3. I don't know why this needed to be a new game. It doesn't feel like a new game, especially since it felt more like a live service thing than an actual single player game.
Fair.
That's not really what I'm looking for in Diablo. That being said, if D4 goes on sale at a steep enough discount, then I'll probably pick it up,
Fair enough. All right, well, we're going to go on to our new segment here. We decided, we as in Landen made a suggestion for a new segment.
Good suggestion.
Caleb and I were right on board with this, and we're going to go to a new segment of our podcast brought to you today as recording in February 15th, day after Valentine's. We want to end the podcast with the bright side of life. This is the section we're going to try, and we wanted to just end it with something good. And so we decided to come up with different things of ideas of what we appreciate or what we see as the bright side of life.
What have we been doing this past week that has sparked joy? What has made us happy this week? Because heaven knows it's typically not the news.
Yeah.
It's usually these days it's not the tech news that is sparking joy. So what is?
So we decided each one of us will take a topic, one of the topics, and just say what it is. And so first we got Caleb here. Caleb, you go ahead and let him know what your bright side of life is.
This past week I've been appreciating Maker YouTube just in general, which it's kind of feels like an older style of doing YouTube. These are channels where people are making things and typically demonstrating how to make things. I find this sort of thing really useful and refreshing as an idea source for just things I'd like to try out. And this past week it's been PVC pipe flutes. which is a bit wild, but it's so easy, it turns out, to make a wind instrument out of PVC pipe and a bit of wooden dowel and some drill bits and the ability to cut through the PVC with whatever it is that you can do. It's pretty straightforward, and I have made a couple of flutes. They actually sound shockingly good for something that I whipped out in 20 minutes in my shop. So yeah,
nice.
That's been fun. It's something that I was able to do with my kids and that they were enjoying. And now I've got all kinds of ideas hey, I want to bring 3D printing into this, 3D print a different mouthpiece that just fits onto a PVC pipe. So you can have a whole bunch of pipes that are a whole bunch of different tunings and a bunch of different fingerings and stuff like that. And just whack a mouthpiece onto them. You can make the mouthpiece, build it right into each of them, but I feel like it would be a lot faster to just do this. And since I'm not exactly making what you would consider a professional quality instrument here, that seems like the more convenient way is the way to go. So yeah, Maker YouTube. That's been sparking joy this week.
Awesome. That is awesome. I'm going to check that out. All right, Landen. What do you got? What's the bright side of life?
All right. For me, this week has been the Olympics. And this has been the last week and a half or so. The Winter Olympics have been going on in Italy. And I absolutely love the Olympics, whether it's the Summer Olympics or the Winter Olympics. I love it all. And now I will say the Winter Olympics are my personal favorite of the two, because there's just more sports in there that I like and I enjoy to watch, and that I can't say I can do, but I enjoyed trying. And so the Winter Olympics have been going on. It's been a blast. And on YouTube TV specifically, I've toyed around with the idea the past couple Olympic cycles of signing up for a month of Peacock, because that always seems to be the best way to watch all the Olympics that you want to, is through that. But I haven't done that, and I didn't do that this year. And like the past couple Olympics, YouTube TV has always given me the option to go through and select which sports I want to have recorded so that I can go back and watch. And I've always done that. And then I always have the thing that's like, oh, wouldn't mind watching this one, but it didn't record, so now I can't watch it. And that's why I've toyed around with the idea of signing up for Peacock. But this year, instead of doing that, and instead of just picking individual sports, I just selected to record everything Olympics on YouTube TV. So I've got everything that shows on TV is available to me to watch. And it's been great to go through by day and be like, okay, I can watch this, I can watch this. And it also has shown me like the 10-minute version of like a 3-hour game or something like that, you know. Instead of watching an entire hockey game, I can go and watch the highlights, like a 10-minute highlight version on YouTube TV. It's been great. But the Olympics, like I said, I love the Olympics, and it's been so much fun to watch the past couple weeks, and to continue to watch for the next week and a half. I believe it's still going for a little while. So if you haven't been watching, I would highly recommend it. And the sport that I will recommend the most right now is curling.
Yeah.
Because curling,
Heck yeah.
I need to just get into curling. We do have curling available close by to where we're at. I should go try it out because it looks like so much fun. It's obviously going to be way more difficult than what they make it look like, because they are professionals. They've been doing it since they were like 5 years old, and they're all from Minnesota, so they know they're good. Even the people that are not from Minnesota are from Minnesota somehow. But curling, once you kind of understand the rules, which I did have to refresh, I always have to refresh myself on the rules of curling. Even though I watch it every time it's on, I always have to refresh every 4 years because it's been 4 years.
Yeah.
But it's great, and it's so much fun, and there's actually like drama to it, even though it's obviously a slow sport. It's not usually a high-scoring sport. There is some tension there. There's drama. There's entertainment. It's fantastic. And some of these people are really, really, really good at what they do and can make some shots that you're like, there's no way they're going to be able to do that. And then somehow it just works. And it's great. So my pick this week is definitely the Olympics, and specifically curling.
Yeah, every time the Olympics rolls around, you see it crop up again, and I'm reminded this would be the best idea ever. Like, once again, reminding the Olympic Committee that it would be awesome to, at the beginning of every event, just have a normal person go out and try and do what it is that the Olympians are about to do to prove just how good they are. And it's very much like, don't grab some dude off his couch. Get somebody who's fit, somebody who's in shape, and then have just generic gym bro go do a biathlon. See how well that works out for them. I want to see just a normal guy that you found at a Planet Fitness go out there and try to do a double axle, right? Like, it would be so interesting to see that and then watch the Olympics actually, right? Oh, so great. It'd be so fun.
So speaking of that, there is somebody that I follow on Instagram that have been following for a while, because she did it in the Summer Olympics 2 years ago. And her handle on Instagram is @theotherstallone. And she does this.
Oh.
Like, she doesn't get paid to do this. This is just a side thing that she did I want to say at the last Olympics she started it. And she'll go and do these sports. And it's funny because in her skiing one, she's like, this is the first time I've ever been skiing.
Perfect. Yeah.
And so she's like, she did moguls. That's never recommended. I don't like, I ski on a regular basis. I don't do moguls because I hate them with a passion. Why anybody would choose to do that as a sport for fun is beyond my wildest imagination. But she did them as a first time skier. And she even got to do the skeleton, which, listener, if you don't know what that is, it's sliding down the bobsled track on your face, basically.
Head first.
Yeah,
terrifying.
she did that. Like, this girl, she's done a lot of this stuff, and it's great. And then she also, at the end of each video, she posts like the winning times or winning scores and the losers, like the last place scores and times, and then her time or what her score potentially would be. And it's always, obviously way worse than any of the Olympians. But
even the worst Olympian is so far above the normal people that it's not even funny. It's like the one dude who was for years and years mocked as being the worst player in the NBA, who got so sick of everybody calling him the worst player in the NBA that after he retired, he set up a thing with a bunch of hey, you think you're better than me at ball? Then come, we'll play. And he played them all one-on-one and absolutely curb stomped everyone who showed up. Because the comment he made afterwards was, I am closer to LeBron than you are to me. And that's kind of how it is with the Olympians. The last place finisher is closer to the gold medalist than we are to them by a long shot.
Yeah. My other thing, again, I prefer Winter Olympics over Summer Olympics, but I do love the Summer Olympics. And I saw this little thing posted somewhere online, and it says, Summer Olympics, who can run the fastest? Who can swim the fastest? Who can do the best somersault? Winter Olympics, who can make it to the bottom of this ice slide of death and survive? Who can get around the rink without getting their hands sliced off by everyone else's feet blades? Yeah. Can this guy do a 1080-degree flip without dying?
Yeah.
And then
that tracks.
Another one's like someone else said, summer triathlon. Don't run too fast. You have to save your energy for a swim and a bike ride. Winter biathlon. I see you've been skiing for 5 miles. Now here's your gun.
Yep. So, Winter Olympics is a whole different thing.
It's fantastic.
Awesome. Well, I thought about this week, and I was really appreciative this week for card game and board games. I've been having so much fun. Just non-digital, just actual card games, board
time
games.
and meat space. Wes is grateful for time and meat space.
Good. like it's been great for our family. What's fun is we first started out with the OGs, the original type of card games or board games, just to introduce kids. Obviously, Monopoly, for card games. We got the Uno, the Phase 10, all that. But what's really fun is we're starting to get into these different card games that are kind of these one-off here and there, which is funny because we absolutely enjoy it. But I believe, listener, if you know what this is, but the card game is called Taco Kitty.
Taco Cat Pizza. My kids.
There's 7 words: Taco, Pizza, Cat, Cheese, whatever. And that, I would try to explain this to you, but I would fail so bad. But games like that, we find we just got one that's called Console Wars. It's a card game called Console Wars, and so you're supposed to, defend your console with all the different types of IP. And what they've done is they've taken all the IP for video games and changed it. Instead of it saying Doom, it says Mood. Gears of War. It's like Gears, or it's something else. But I was looking at some of the cards, and but they have the same art, so they just changed it. But it's so fun, and it's just fun to do this with the card games, but also board games that we've played. Is there's this one board game called Disney Villainous, and you're a Disney villain. And you pick which villain, and you have to succeed in your mission to overthrow your whatever it is. You have each different mission, whether you're Captain Hook, whether you're the Wicked Witch of the West, whatever it is, whatever Disney villain. I can't think of it. Anyway, Jafar, all of them. I can't. What is her name? The witch.
Which witch? That's
there's a few of them.
Starts with the M.
Maleficent.
Thank you. I couldn't think of her name there for a second. Anyway, but what's fun is you are trying to do what you're supposed to do to get to win the game. But what's fun is you can then set the other person's heroes to go into their land, to your other people's land, so that it helps or makes it to where they can't do their mission they're supposed to do. And so you're sabotaging each other with the heroes of their lands but yet they can do the same to you. And it's actually just so fun. So board games, card games, and just today we were playing phase 10. You know, so just like a quick game, like, hey, let's get to this phase. Whoever can get there the fastest. And absolutely just
Wes, if you're ever interested in finding some new games, we have a plethora of card games and board. Like we've been getting really into that side of gaming for the last couple of years. And like my brother-in-law, I'm gonna shout out he's got a podcast. It's called Operation Game Night.
Oh,
listener, if you're interested, all they talk about is board games and card games. Like it's all real life gaming type things. But with him, like we've been playing, like every time they come, we play a new game, whether we buy it or he buys it and brings it. Like we have lots of games.
Yeah.
So
we've been starting getting into the rolling of getting all these games this past year. So I might be hitting you up or subscribing to that podcast and listening. So, but I love it because it's like, once we say we're going to play a game, it seems like all the kids will just like, oh yeah, we're going to play games. There's never a, well, I don't want to, or I don't this one. It's like, okay, what are we playing today? And it's just awesome. So
yeah,
absolutely
that's great.
That's my week's this segment of the bright side of life. So listener, that's the new segment we have that we try to end the podcast on, unless Landen, you got one more thing for us?
no, I don't.
Gotta say, that was quite a lot of build up for nothing, but that was that was great. Woo!
You're welcome.
You know, I'm now going to have to make sure my one more thing isn't a downer.
Yeah, I got to be careful about that.
It's always got to be something good. Which, I mean,
to be fair, you've always had
a
a pretty good one more thing. You always, yeah. So, I have faith. All right. Well, listener, we appreciate you listening to this episode or any other episodes that you've listened to. If you want to get a hold of us, you totally can over at our social media platforms, as well as callingallplatforms.com. You can check us out over on our YouTube channel. There's some videos there. If you already watched them, great. Go ahead and rewatch
them again.
Yeah,
I guess.
Rewatch them. Yeah. They're not going anywhere.
They're not going anywhere. All right, listen.
Maybe Caleb changed the endings of some of
Ooh,
them.
wouldn't that be interesting? I should go watch some and see.
All right, listener. Have a good week.
Bye-bye.
See ya.
Calling All Platforms is a production of Supporter Sound Studios. To learn more about how you can support the podcast, go to www.patreon.com/callingallplatforms.